Okay, so we should be good to go now. Let me just get a few things checked and then we're gonna start. So yeah. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, so last time we left off, we talked to this guy. Can't exactly remember about what we talked about. Max, how are you, Pineapple Sweat? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired. I stayed up a little too late last night, but here we are. Just playing some Batman Arkham Origins. How are you, man? But I can't remember what we have to do. So... okay, so we have to go to the server room. Question is, how do we get to the server room? Okay, so I think I was already in there, so I'm backtracking now. So I need to go this way. And I can't. Thanks for the question. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I think we gotta go through. No? Oh, there we go.
Give this bastard what he wants.
Alright. I think we're going the right way.
He is the worst kind of criminal. The kind who thinks their actions are justified. Who acts completely outside the system.
The system is broken.
Oh. There's our
Barbara,
first look at Barbara Gordon. Batgirl. Can I open this? I don't think so. I've questioned what's your favorite Batman Arkham game. My favorite Batman Arkham game would have to be Batman Arkham City. I just love that game. It's like when I play it now, it just doesn't really like match, you know, like it's a little different when I play it now. But it's still fun to play from time to time. But I don't know, there's just something about it, like when it first came out, it was just amazing when it first came out. I like to play more Arkham Knight if I do go back and replay some of the games, just because Arkham Knight is really good in terms of like graphics and whatnot, and just overall game mechanics, which is kind of what you want to see from like a sequel to sequel basis, is the game's improving. But my favorite game is Arkham City. It'll always be Arkham City. 2 for me is probably Origins, the one we're playing now. Even though I've only played Origins once. You love Arkham City too? Yeah. 2 for me is probably Origins. 3 is Arkham Knight, and then 4 is Arkham Asylum. Although Arkham Asylum isn't even bad. It's just, it's kind of like, it's there, it's fun, it's enjoyable. So
looking to get some payback. On me! I put myself at risk. Multiple officers down. We need to do something. Damn it, check your sectors. Spread out and find me that damn perp.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to, you know, once this series we get to that point and I get to play Arkham City again. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey! Somebody! Officer down! Go investigate!
That ain't no way to treat a cop. You want to get strung up like an animal? Act like professionals.
Well, just let me. That was weird. It would not let me take him down.
What the hell happened to him?
No!
There we go.
Priority 1 alert. All available personnel should be searching their quadrants for the 622. Suspect is 6'4", dressed in black, and has wings? Is this for real?
Okay, so YouTube says it's not recording the stream, so I'm gonna insert a quick ad break real quick and then make sure everything's good on my end. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm a bit confused. I'm gonna just roll with it. I think hopefully it'll fix itself. If it keeps having problems, then I might just have to end the stream and restart it. But we'll see. Because it says it's a connection issue, but my connection's fine. So I'm not exactly sure.
Ain't you heard? Brandon made a deal with freaking you.
Priority 1 alert. All personnel report to your department head. Need a head count. A lot of people unaccounted for.
Oh, there we go. It's back to normal. Cool.
using a security protocol I'm not familiar with, and the windows are reinforced glass. The disruptor in the evidence locker might do the trick.
Target in sight.
I wish like
Alfred,
I,
access the evidence locker.
my
I need an
microphone
alternate
didn't
route.
pick up the controller sound so much, or one, my controller just didn't make so many sounds when I'm playing this game. That's my apologies. Seems like special combo attacks such as, why can't, do we need this? No, we already have that. I guess for now, since I'm not really sure what to upgrade, we'll go for ballistic armor. Or oh, maybe I think I might have spent my point on accident. That's cool. I have no idea what I bought, but I did not mean to do that.
All personnel, reports of our 622 on lower levels. Need security in those areas immediately.
Pretty sure we're about to fight like 100 enemies. Yeah. Is there a way to get that data pack? Truthfully, I don't want to fight all of these guys, but I don't think I have much of a choice.
Oh crap!
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Now I'm trying to remember how do we get that data pack, but it don't matter.
Good, you've made it to the infirmary. Now look for an entrance to an old elevator shaft. That will take you to the evidence locker.
Got it.
You guys might be able to hear Patches trying to say hello. So I can't go that way. Looks like the only way to go is up. I'm gonna try and get this data pack real quick. There we go. For a second, I thought I didn't get it, but did. So cool. So now we get the disruptor.
Now I should be able to bypass the security on the server room door.
Which the disruptor in this game is pretty good, although the disruptor in Arkham Knight is like insane. So
Priority 1 alert. Hearing reports about prisoner disturbance in holding cells. Emergency protocols engaged.
So now I think what we have to do is
Riot in the holding cell.
backtrack to
Protocols are in effect.
where we came from, since we now have disruptor, and we almost have every I can't even think, every gadget in the game, so we're pretty close.
The disruptor should allow me to get past this gate.
This ain't such a bad Christmas after all. Where the hell are the rest of the cops? And maybe the bag killed them all.
Oh. Okay, so they kind of just throw us right into combat.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to mess with us. Not bad for an American. You want some of it? Seriously? Oh yeah, baby.
Jeez, how many enemies are there? Oh, yeah, it's a red enemy.
To that cake. Get him.
Okay, finally. I recently played Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and I'll say the clone theory doesn't make sense. In a museum where Batman's trying to shoot Harley and Batman's right arm was shaking. Did you notice that too? There's a lot of things that kind of point that the clone theory just doesn't make any sense at all. Honestly, I need to make a whole video about it because there's just so many things in the game that proves that like the clone theory just wasn't the original plan. And like in all honesty, I don't know what the original plan was going to be. But I definitely know it wasn't going to be the clone theory. I wish like we could have seen what they had planned, but obviously, you know, with what happened with the game, they had to, you know, knowing that they had to basically speed up the game's story to finish it. I think that's why they went with the clone theory, and like a lot of people on the internet made the clone theory like this big deal, which is why I think they just picked that just to sort of make people happy and just an easy way to sort of move on from the game with no issues. But it's like the problem is, well, if they create a sequel, it kind of just creates even more problems in my opinion, because it makes all of the things that they did in the story, like murdering innocent civilians and killing a bunch of people, it kind of just ruins like the whole point of the game, you know? Like all of their actions that they did that were really bad are just kind of pointless now, and it kind of makes the game even more pointless. But I mean, truth be told, it seems like they won't expand upon Kill the Justice League. It'll just be forgotten about. Or at least that's from my understanding. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff that just kind of proves that the clone theory was just a cop-out, really. Like,
Easy.
I mean, I could think
I
of
need access to
a
the National
million
Military
things
Base.
about the game and
It's right here.
talk about that, but you know, it's a video I want to do,
Spend a lot of time
but
here.
I just don't know how many people would be interested in something like that. I should have made it when the game was still, you know, popular, but you know, I also didn't think that they would actually go the route of saying they were clones. But it is what it is.
This kind of knowledge could get a young girl into a lot of trouble.
They run under the building.
What does?
The telecom wires. You can access them through the sewers. Wait. Why do you do what you do?
Because I made a promise. Get out of here!
You idiots, it's me! What are you thinking?
Alfred, I'm on my way out, but before I can access the server remotely, I need to hack into the telecom wires under the GCPD.
You should be able
Wait,
to
what's in
access
here?
them from the sewers which run below the building. I'll peg the closest entrance on your map.
But yeah, like for example, I think an obvious one to like the clone theory is probably the fact that when you defeat
Penguin
each
demands that the disruptor can be used to jam their weapons.
individual like Justice League member, like when you defeat, who's the first? It's the Flash. Yeah, you defeat Flash, Lantern, Batman, Superman, so on and so forth. You'll notice like they don't really like highlight it, but you'll notice that Brainiac takes their bodies after you defeat them, and that's because he's taking them to regenerate and heal them. And what people don't understand is, if they were clones, he wouldn't need their bodies, you know? So it's just something like that. And then, like another thing too, when you rescue Green Lantern, his eyes are still purple. Although that I'll never understand, in all honesty. But that's like another thing too, his eyes were still purple. And then I know too, like originally, Miss Freeze was supposed to have like a much bigger role than what she did end up having. She was supposed to help the League kind of break the corruption that was like holding them, but instead she was just kind of like, I don't even know. Miss Freeze didn't really have any role in the game, and I think it's because they saw how many people hated Miss Freeze, so they kind of just silently removed her from the game's story, which, you know, is fine. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Freeze either. It's just like, the only reason they picked Miss Freeze is because they didn't want Arkham Freeze, and they didn't want people to get confused. At least that's what they claim, but it's just like, they should have just done Killer Frost. So, but I know they wanted that, like, scientist character, you know, because her role was supposed to be much bigger than what it was. And yeah, so.
I don't want to hurt you, but you need to stay out of my way.
Never.
Listen, I'm on your side.
My side? My side works within the law. My side doesn't leave suspects with broken bones and missing teeth. We've earned Gotham's respect.
If that were true, I wouldn't believe you.
Gordon, clear the line of fire!
Hold your fire. If he moves, take him down. You've got nowhere to run.
Move, Gordon! I'm taking him down!
You're no hero.
Oh wow, I launched that guy up the stairs and he got taken out. That's pretty funny. Okay, so I don't have access to that upgrade, but I still don't know what I got with my last upgrade. Oh, I think I no. None of these upgrades are like really good, so I'm just gonna get the ballistic armor, because you can't go wrong with ballistic armor, you know. You gotta protect myself from getting shot. So same. I hope Suicide Squad gets a definitive edition in a few years. Yeah. So the thing about the motion comics is a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the staff members that were still at Rocksteady. They were all gameplay experts and not story experts, which kind of led to them just having the motion comics. But like it was kind of like a, the trade-off was the gameplay got better on a season-to-season basis, but the story was just getting worse as time went on. And because a lot of people like to say online that, oh, it's because they didn't have any money, that they ran out of budget. There's so many confusing and just wrong theories on the internet, and it's like, do I want to go down that path of like not necessarily proving people wrong and trying to like prove a point, because at the end of the day it's kind of pointless. The game ended, the game's dead. But it's just like, it's still crazy to me how many people still just don't really seem to understand, But
Good work, Alfred.
I don't know, maybe one day they will. But I think a definitive edition would be great. And like, I don't know if you, I think I saw you comment the same thing in my video yesterday. As many people like who don't like Suicide Squad, I don't think the game is over, I think WB still has a lot of plans for the game, not in terms of content, but I think like what you said, like a definitive edition, or even like what I like to believe is when the next Batman Arkham game comes out, which I have no idea when the next Batman Arkham game comes out. It's just, I think there's a good possibility that for like the pre-order bonus, it comes with like Kill the Justice League, like, because I can only assume that the next Batman game will come out on the next gen consoles, whatever they're going to be called. We'll just say like the PS6 and like the Xbox Series, whatever. I assume that when the next Batman Arkham game comes out, the pre-order for that will lead to, like a next gen version of Kill the Justice League. Maybe like what you said, a definitive edition. Because even with the addition of like the Twitch outfits yesterday, like they had no reason to do that, yet you know, here they are, and I've seen a lot of people online saying like they need to make all the outfits. Where do I have to go? They need to make all the outfits free, but they don't have a reason to. The only reason that happened with like Square Enix and Avengers is because they lost the rights to Avengers, so that's why everything in that game was free. Like Suicide Squad, they're still going to try to make as much money as possible, so whether people like it or not, it's just, that's just how it'll be. Cool, I got spotted. There's just no way that he saw me. I've read the new Arkham game is going to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, PS6, and the new Xbox console. It could release. Yeah, I've seen that too. I think Batman Arkham Videos posted that. And that's probably pretty accurate, pretty true. Because just the fact that I think they just want to, what is an anarchy tag? I think they just want to make as much money as possible to make up for Kill the Justice League and its flop. So releasing it on both consoles, both current and next gen, will be, I would say, a safe bet. And if it's set to release in 2027, I don't expect it to be like a big game. I think it's going to be a great game, but I don't think it's going to be like a big game. Which, you know, if that game does well, which I think everyone's hoping that it'll do well, that'll set up to the sequel, and you know, the sequel will be like the big game on the next gen console, like, you know, sort of like Arkham Asylum. You know, Arkham Asylum isn't like, Arkham Asylum was great for its time, but then when Arkham City came out, like, Arkham City just completely blew Arkham Asylum out of the water. And I think that's the same case for Rocksteady's next Arkham games, whatever they're making. It's just, I'm sure soon we'll, because they've been working on it since June of last year, so I like to believe that eventually we'll get a good idea of what the game will be, especially if it's coming out in 2027 or 2028. Okay, how do you fight these enemies?
We see worse than you.
What? Oh, there we go.
This guy's for real. How you doing this?
Okay, I hope I never have to fight these enemies again. They are so annoying. Do you think the new Batman Arkham game will be with Bruce Wayne or Terry McGinnis as Batman? See, that's a tough question. I think they're going. I mean, everyone's been asking for a Batman Beyond game. For years, like for as long as I can remember, everyone's wanted a Batman Beyond game. And you know, Rocksteady. I think Rocksteady still has. A lot of people like to think that Rocksteady is kind of just completely, you know, gone, and that they can't be redeemed. So you know, what's the best way to kind of rebuild people's trust and show people like, hey, you still got it? And that's making a Batman Beyond game. So I think Terry McGinnis will be Batman in the next game, sort of having Bruce Wayne as his mentor, because that's what everyone's wanted. And you know, if you get a really good Batman Beyond game, even if it's like an alright game, I think people will come to love it. And it's kind of just a character that needs to be explored more. I could also see them making a sequel to like Batman Arkham Shadows, in all honesty, and releasing it on the console. There's a lot of possibilities they can do. Obviously, we'll just have to wait and see. What if I can just knock him off? No, I can't. There's an invisible wall there. I have no idea what's going on in this game's story. I probably should have paid attention a little bit more. It's probably my own fault.
I'm under the GCPD. Why are Black Mask's men planting explosives here? The cops have always been on his payroll.
If you read a Batman Beyond game was in the works at the time. Yeah, I've seen that, and I think a lot of people know that Gotham Knights turned into Batman Beyond, or Batman Beyond turned into Gotham Knights. So I think it's just, you know, it just makes the most sense to kind of expand on the Arkhamverse and make a Batman Beyond game. And like in the prequel comics too, they even teased like 2060 Gotham. So obviously it's not like concrete evidence like, oh, their next game is going to be Batman Beyond, but it just, logically speaking, and just how like that's what everyone wants, it just makes the most sense in my opinion. Jeez. No idea what these enemies are, but they're super tedious. Oh, it's a big guy. And it's... Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay.
I'm gonna take my time with you. Go on, size me up all you want. Your mask is mine.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is going on?
Show me more.
And I got this guy with a gun now.
Oh, he's just a little guy. Quickly.
Jeez, like, I was having a great time. You know, like, this is so annoying. Why do they have to introduce enemies like that?
Alfred, confirm we now have access to the National Criminal Database.
Connection confirmed. You can now perform DNA analysis. I'm also sending over the police file for the Lacey Towers case.
This photo is from the day of the murder. It's a perfect match. The DNA tells more of the story. But here's something the police overlooked.
Love this game, have it on Steam, love the combat attacks. Yeah, I'm struggling right now though, not having the best time. But the Comic Watcher, I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome to the stream, glad to have you here. So, this is my second playthrough of Batman Arkham Origins, and I did not know about these enemies that you have to double counter, and it's a little difficult right now to say the least.
By now, Gotham PD thinks Roman Sionis is dead. The casualty of a turf war. Murdered by the Penguin. But I know better. Someone spooked Sionis' girlfriend. So he sent her to his safe house. Which was anything but safe. Sionis showed up later, ready for trouble, and found it. Or so it seemed. Roman's always been paranoid. That's probably why he's lasted this long. He'd sent in a decoy, giving himself the element of surprise, but it wasn't enough. There was a fight. Sionis lost. The killer didn't hesitate to shoot the decoy, but he wanted Roman alive to access the cash stored at the Gotham Merchants Bank. With Sionis under control, all that remained was to tie up loose ends. But it wasn't the fire that killed Sionis' girlfriend. What kind of monster forces a man to kill the ones he loves? The Joker. He's the shadow I've been chasing. And now I know where he's going next. Gotham Merchants Bank.
Cool, so now we're headed to Gotham
Alfred,
Merchants
see if you
Bank.
can find any information on someone named the Joker.
Searching now, sir. There doesn't seem to be anything coming up. What do you know about him?
Not much, but he's taken Black Mask hostage.
Hostage? So Sionis isn't dead?
I don't think so. From what I can tell, he's worth more to the Joker alive. The Joker wants to use him to break into the Gotham Merchants Bank. I'm on my way there now.
Hopefully, if a Batman Beyond game is in development, I hope they use Terry. Yeah, because they did tease it in the prequel comic, and I hope they use Terry too, as I think it would just be better in my opinion. But I'm gonna call it here. Don't wanna. We're about to approach the hour mark, and I've been having connection issues all day with this stream, so I'm not sure why that is. Hopefully, I plan to stream on Friday, probably around the same time. Hopefully, the connection's better there, but I just don't know what's going on. So, and I like to keep these streams less than an hour. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for everyone that tuned in and joined the stream. I will be streaming Friday, probably around 3:34, same time. But yeah, it's just something's going on with my connection, and I need to kind of get that solved and figured out. So yeah, have a great day or a great night whenever you're watching this. It's Pineapple Sway. Peace out, everybody.